What is up? My name is Avi Richards, and I realized as I was creating this last video with David Wiseman that I had a horrible intro. It explained nothing, and it really didn't do justice to who David is. So I want to preface this story a little bit by explaining who David is and why it was so awesome to meet him. So if you're lucky enough to know who David is, then you probably know that he creates works of art for the most high-end, influential people in our society today. And he got to explain what goes into creating this artwork, the process behind it. So this was a really cool sneak peek, behind the scenes look at David's workshop. So I'm really excited to show it to you. Enjoy. Yeah, just waiting for David. But otherwise, about to go in it and see this foundry. Looks like a pretty cool place. All right, what's up, David?
What up?
So, David just showed me everything about his foundry, and it was pretty cool. I've never been to a foundry before, my first time, and David is amazing. He kills it with the foundry game. Is that what it's called? Like
the foundry game? I like that.
Foundry game?
It is now, yeah.
All right, we dubbed it the foundry game. But yeah, so David, you want to just say kind of what goes into making what just happened, the whole process?
Sure. Yeah, what you saw is largely a process that's been unchanged for thousands of years. You make something, either you sculpt it or you make a mold, and then you cast a material that burns out like wax. And then we will pour hot wax into the mold, and then we'll cut it into castable sections. And then it goes into the foundry. We will melt on various different wax bars and a pour cup, all made out of wax. So there'll be these connections and then a little pour cup. And then this entire unit gets dunked into a slurry. It's basically a liquid with tiny particles of ceramic in solution, and it coats the outside, and then we sift on sand. We can repeat the process, dunk it, sift on a slightly coarser sand, and repeat that process 6 or 7 times till you get this very thick shell on the exterior of this wax. We heat it so all the wax drips out, and the shell on the outside goes into a kiln, and so it becomes like fired ceramic. Tool furnace. We basically took an oil drum and lined it with high heat cement and hooked up a burner to it. Heats up to about 1700 degrees, 1650, and we load up that furnace with about 300 pounds of bronze. So it usually takes about 2.5 hours to melt all of that material.
Also, I don't think people realize how heavy bronze is as a substance. The crucible. The crucible's
right.
This tall, maybe.
Right.
By this wide. And how many pounds will fit in that?
400.
400 pounds will fit in something this big.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it justice, but it's not that big. I promise. It's really small.
It is. It's deceptive.
And
it's
yeah,
heavy stuff and very dense. It's basically you have to treat it with the appropriate respect that it deserves. When it's hot, you gotta steer clear and wear the appropriate garments, but no injuries thus far.
Thank
We've
God.
been doing this for 10 years now.
So that's a good thing. Cool. Thanks so much, David.
Yeah.